What's up, guys? So, the time has finally come to do something that I have been wanting to do on this YouTube channel since the very beginning. It's one of the reasons I created the YouTube channel. I had a Honda Civic back at the beginning of this channel. Some of you OGs might remember, and we were planning on boosting it, making it a drag car. I ended up selling it. I got a great deal on it, so I sold it. And now, as you know, we just bought another Civic, and the time has come to finally boost the Civic. So, I couldn't resist. I had to unbox this already. This is literally my first turbo. Don't be fooled by the name of the channel. My Subaru obviously is boosted, but this is my first like aftermarket turbo I've ever owned. So it's kind of special to me. It is just a max beating rods turbo, which is very cheap, but this is going to be a ultimate budget build of the Civic. So hopefully you guys that are wanting to do this to your Civic but don't want to break the bank, this video will help you. I'm going to do it on a stock ECU. We're going to see what we can get away with, but I'm not going to do a stock fuel system. So we're going to be putting on a fuel management unit, and we're going to see how much we can get away with that unit. So I'm going to leave the complicated part out of this turbo kit, which is the ECU in my mind, the electronics. So I'm hoping to figure this all out for you guys. So if I blow it up, you know not to do it. If we don't blow it up and it's running healthy, we can do it. So we're going to be using a wideband gauge. We're going to be using a boost gauge. We're going to be able to see everything that's going on. Anyway, this video is not actually turboing it. This video is just unboxing all the parts I got. So I pieced together a turbo kit by myself on eBay. I didn't just go on there and buy one of the turbo kits because I've heard that you're gonna have to replace a lot anyway. So I pieced this together. I'll link it all down below so you guys can get it if you want. But today is just an unboxing day. There are still a couple things I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on the fuel management unit. I'm waiting on the, well, I still need to order all the gauges. I'm gonna get AEM gauges. But other than that, I think we have everything. I will not be running a blow-off valve. I'm only planning on running like 5 pounds of boost in the beginning, so I'm just gonna block off the blow-off valve port and the intercooler piping. So no blow-off valve for now. Sometime during this build, I'll do a full cost breakdown of everything, like after it, once I know we have everything. But this whole kit alone, including the fuel management unit and the gauges, I kept it right under $1,000. So it's very, very budget. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this unboxing. Here's the turbo. It is already unboxed. It is just a cheap, externally gated turbo. 5-bolt flange, 4-bolt on the bottom. It is a T3, T4 turbo. So there is that. Let me get a knife. Let's just start right here. It's like Christmas. It says lock car on it. Oh, so this is all of my, this is my fuel or my oil cooling, my oil feed and oil drain kit. So we got some AN fittings there. We have a bung for our oil pan. We've got some fittings for the oil. So this is all of the oil Now I don't see, there's no actual oil feed line in here. Oh wait, it's in my hand. Oil feed line right here. So I believe this is the wastegate. We got a Rev 9 wastegate. I should probably zoom you guys in some. Yeah, that's a little better. Rev 9 wastegate, there's our spanner wrench. Thank you. Some hardware, and here is the wastegate. Right here. Rev 9 wastegate. So basically this is how I'm going to be controlling my boost, since we're not going to have a boost controller or anything. I'm going to put a 5-pound spring in there, which it says it came with. I think it said 5, 10, 15. I'm going to start with a 5-pound spring and try not to blow the car up. It says glow shift on it. I know what that is. So this is the, so I'm gonna be running a sandwich plate that sandwiches between the oil filter and the block. And that's gonna have ports on it that we can tap the oil feed into. You can tap an oil gauge into it. So we've got some 10% off your next order at Glow Shift. We got some Glow Shift decals. We'll throw those on the fridge. Here is the sandwich plate. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 ports in it. You can see a port right there in the package. Where it threads in. There's all your plugs for the ports you're not going to use. So that's going to be make things pretty simple on us. Next, this is more Rev 9. This is the wastegate dump tube, screamer pipe, whatever you want to call it. That was the gaskets right there. So here is the tube. And then I also got a 90 right here. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to orientate the dump tube and then the downpipe and everything on the exhaust, because for one, this is a surprise top mount turbo I'm going with. I really wanted a top mount. They look freaking sweet, so we're going to be doing that. So I have a buddy that can TIG weld. So one other thing I'm probably going to end up buying is like stock 2.5-inch piping, stainless piping, and have him TIG weld it. So that'll be a good part of this video, of this series, is making the exhaust for my top mount turbo. So anyway, I went ahead and got this dump tube kit that comes with this 90, just because it'll be nice just to be able to run this and maybe not have to fabricate any screamer pipe. Just fabricate it. Hopefully we can just use that. All right, I believe this is the stuff for the downpipe we'll be using. But if I wanted to, I could just run it right out of the hood. But I'm really gonna try to not run it out of the hood. I want it to be a clean look, you know, and I don't want to smell exhaust gases the whole time. And I really do want to be able to hear myself think when I'm driving it. So this is the downpipe. So there is the just a 90 tube. Then we've got a 5-bolt flange. Yep. 5-bolt flange with some hardware, and there's a gasket in there. So I got it unwelded. So you can get this already welded on here, but I didn't know which way I wanted to orientate it, so rather than cut it off and change it, I'll just have him weld it on and then we'll go from there. This is kind of an exciting piece. This is the top mount exhaust manifold gasket, turbo manifold, whatever you want to call it. There's your 4-bolt gasket. And there she is. So, like I said, this is a top mount manifold. Turbo sits here and is up. There is the wastegate mount there. So the wastegate will be on the bottom, turbo will be up, and the turbo will be a little tilted, which is kind of sweet. So there's that. I'm excited for it. The top mount should look pretty sweet in my opinion. All right, now, for another exciting piece, the intercooler. Here's the intercooler. She's shiny. That's pretty cool. We got all our boots. You got all your piping wrapped up like this. It's all stainless 2.5 inch. Bunch of hose clamps. It doesn't look like there's anything for like mounting it. There is threaded bungs welded into it, but as far as mounting it, I think I'm gonna have to make up some little brackets for it, which will be no problem. So, I mean, that's it. It's actually very simple. We just need our gauges, our gauge pod. I think I'm gonna do a pillar gauge pod. I don't know, they've got one that will like replace your radio, but I don't really wanna take up my radio. And then they have some that are like behind the steering wheel, kind of in front of the gauge cluster, but everybody kind of runs that. So I don't know, I kind of just want something different. And I know the pillar pod used to be what everybody did, especially kind of a ricer look too, but I haven't seen it too much recently. So screw it, I'm just gonna do that. And like I said, I'm just gonna run 2 gauges, boost and wideband, just because I have to be budget dude, not just for the video, but for myself. So we'll get the oil pressure gauge later on. If the car loses oil pressure, we'll know. So, if we blow this thing up, keep watching because we're gonna put a K series in there whenever that happens. So, anyway guys, that's all my parts. Well, that's it for the turbo kit. I mean, if you really think about it, excluding electronics, there's really not too much that goes into a turbo kit. I mean, all you're doing is using the exhaust gases to spin the turbine, which forces air pressure into your intake. So, very simple thing to comprehend. And if it's not simple to you, you can use this video to kind of learn what does what. Jeez. So I've been sick for like 6 months. Well, like a month, but. So you'll be able to follow along and learn some stuff. This is the first car I'm boosting, so I'm by no means an expert, but we'll figure it out together. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know this isn't the correct setting, but if any of you work out, code JRobin10 on axandsledge.com will get you 10% off all of your supplements. So, anyway, do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, tell me everything that's wrong with my kit. And next video, we will be installing it. So stay tuned for that. Thanks, guys.